are still on and the museum is open. This nonprofit organization is committed to offering everyone a historical and cultural experience and doing what we can to engage the community in preservation efforts. The museum remains a clearinghouse for historical artifacts, pieces of furniture, artwork, periodicals, and the like for visitors and locals to enjoy and gain a better understanding of the Virgin Islands heritage. I think we have more in here than Fort Christian has, which says something, right? It's a sad commentary almost. We are very appreciative of all the donations that we get and the historical pieces that are on loan, but we find ourselves in the predicament where we are space challenged and we don't have storage that would allow us to rotate our exhibits. This is a critical crossroads for the trust, almost like good trouble that we need to address in the near future. If we could find a larger space that's cost effective and still centrally located, I mean, it would be great to be able to move and expand our collection. But again, cost effective is probably the most important aspect of moving. If there's a landlord willing to provide an in-kind or partial commitment that would allow us to expand our displays, that would just be great. Here are some of the highlights from our last meeting in May of 2023. Probably one of our biggest things is we hosted the gala at Fort Christian underneath the stars, and just an amazing venue. It had been almost a decade since we had a fundraiser of that magnitude. It was ambitious, but we were excited, and it was just a fabulous event. The key takeaway, however, was holding it in December presented the challenges with office parties, Christmas parties, and so, you know, moving forward, we decided that December was just not the month to hold a fundraiser. But again, it was a great time, and I think that everybody that was in attendance had a ball. But we were grateful to DPNR, to Tony Rosario, to the Main Street Great retailers that donated to our silent auction, to Jane DeCola, and all who supported our fundraising effort. Beginning of this year, we launched a monthly events calendar, which is something that we hadn't done in quite some time. So in January, we did a very enlightening tour of Frenchtown. It was well attended, and our guide, Denise Humphreys, just did an amazing job speaking about the historical significance of Frenchtown. In February, we did a quadrille instruction with the Mungo Niles dancers. March, we had First Friday, which was supported by Tapas. At that time, too, we also, since we were not able to sell a lot of the silent auction items from the gala, we did a mystery auction, which just was like amazing. Jessica did a fabulous job as our auctioneer, and we actually raised a significant amount of money that month. So definitely is something we want to try and do again. And in April, we had a lecture by Peter Oxholm, who is the sixth generation descendant of a Danish mapmaker and Secretary General who lived in the islands in the 1800s. That was also very informative. Also in 2023, we launched the STEP, the St. Thomas Explorers Program, with a grant from the Community Foundation, which provided free tours to camps and different schools and homeschool groups to get free tours of downtown Charlotte. The attendance and participation to date, we've had 245 children participate in the program to date. We're winding down, but it's just been a great activity that I don't think anybody else is providing. The schools are even challenged with providing cultural and historical information about the Virgin Islands and the Caribbean in general. So once they take the tour, they come to the museum, they enjoy the museum, they have a local refreshment, and they get a copy of our downtown walking tour booklet. It's been very successful, and I'm we're very appreciative to see a grant in this grant. In March, we launched a book club, which is slowly gaining momentum. This is a benefit for members, and most of the information is on social media, but members receive the information in their bi-weekly newsletter. We have a new email blast called Forgotten Flavors, which is just something that is dear to my heart. I think we have a lot of foods, a lot of culinary traditions that are being lost. Excuse me, and I felt it was important for us to just launch something new and exciting and get people cooking again. So if you haven't been receiving that, you ought to send us an email so that you can get on our email list. Also since the beginning of the year, we've had a 50% increase in membership, members joining. So that's a positive for the trust, which means that I think people are seeing us more. They're engaging with us more, and we're trying to come up with very exciting programs to get people to just become engaged. We completed repairs at the Garrison House on Castle Island, and thank you to VI Shippo for helping us to secure reimbursement for that project. Staying up with Castle Island, for the first time in many years, we found a National Park Service superintendent who's just amazing to work with. She's very supportive. She was just passing through, and she decided that she wanted to make this her home, so we were very supportive, providing an endorsement for her to stay here. We can already start to see changes on Castle Island. And what's important about that is because there is a section of Castle Island that's managed by the National Park Service. If they don't do their job, we can't take our tour on that part of Castle Island. So right now our tour is just on one side, but once they are able to remove all the debris, clear the vegetation, we can restart our complete Castle Island tour. And I would be remiss if I don't recognize Mr. Jeff Pickett, who's the owner of the house on Castle Island, that provides his clearing crew to help us maintain the side of the island that we provide tours on. So far, we've had about 166 guests on tours of Castle Island. I want to take this opportunity to welcome our new treasurer, Paul Sanders. Thank you. Yeah. Takes over from Mr. Consabo, who was our previous treasurer, and we look forward to you being a part of our group. The Vento grant is a grant that we've had for a couple of years. It has been instrumental in the development of a self-guided tour app that we are close to launching. It's still a little bit in the beta testing stage. So close. So close, right?
So close.
And that will just be a great new revenue stream for us, because everybody wanting to take the tour has to download the app, and there's a small fee for that. Also with the Vento grant, we've been able to upgrade the museum lighting. We've gotten a new computer and printer. We've been able to catalog our library, and we've actually created a search link of our library, so anybody can visit librarything.com/catalog/historical trust to see what books are available in our library. And anybody's welcome to come in here if they need to do research to use our library. I'm going to take this opportunity now to welcome Ms. Anna Monica Villa, who will provide us with a Step Street report, which is the Step Street project. She is considered the godmother of the Step Streets, and so she is going to provide a little update on where we are with the current Step Street we're currently